All right, folks, so it's been yet another insane 24 hours worth of posting from Donald Trump. He is just letting anything fly. And these posts that we're about to go through really show you where his priorities are as President of the United States, what he actually cares about versus what he doesn't care about. For example, he's posting AI videos of him filling in the reflecting pool with liberal tears. He's also claiming that Democrats have rigged the elections in California against him. He thinks he should be winning in a blue state, and more. So we're going to talk about all these posts. I'm going to show you almost everything that he has uploaded. And let's just start here with the accusations he's making against Democrats. So very early this morning at 12:48 in the morning, Trump was awake and he said the Democrats are at it again. They're trying to steal the governor of California primary and the mayor of Los Angeles primary away from two great Republican candidates. Here we go with the very late and massive number of mail-in ballots. So, number one, I don't know how Democrats are able to rig primaries now and how exactly Democrats were able to go about it. But of course, this is a baseless accusation. The mail-in ballots are just a normal part of an election that I guess Donald Trump still doesn't understand. California takes a long time to count their votes, so it's been kind of a series over many days. That's why you're getting larger number of votes as the election goes on. I mean, they still only have 57% of the vote in. And by the way, the Republican is leading, so not exactly sure how Donald Trump thinks that this is somehow rigged. And of course, the top two go to the general election in November. So whoever wins in this series of elections, they don't become the governor. There's an election in November. But yet, Donald Trump still says that Democrats are somehow rigging these elections. That's his claim. He actually continues at 10:05 in the morning saying there's big cheating by the Democrats in California. Voters are all tied up, may not be in for weeks under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles. Why the vote counting delay? He says the votes are all tied up, may not be counted, which is typical for California. Their elections take a long time. They should make it faster, by the way. It is very slow. But for this to be under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles, this is once again Donald Trump weaponizing the DOJ against a state and a group of people that he does not like. There is no fraudulent activity yet. Donald Trump is making these baseless accusations in the middle of the night. Somebody should really take his phone away from him. Then at 1:32 in the morning, I guess he moved away from the conspiracy theories and posted this. It's a skull with Donald Trump's hair on it. For the Department of Corrections in New Jersey, Police and Policemen's Benevolent Association. Whoever is making this stuff really should be fired. That's what I think. If you are part of the Department of Corrections of New Jersey and you're doing this and you're wearing this badge, yeah, you should be fired. That should absolutely happen. Then today he was very angry after a vote passed in the House on a war powers resolution. Republicans actually voted in favor of it to end the Iran war. Donald Trump's not happy about it, saying yesterday in a meaningless vote, the House voted for bad Republicans and all the Democrats to limit my war powers right in the middle of my final negotiations to end the war with Iran. Who would do such an unpatriotic thing? They know where the negotiations stand. The Democrats are fueled by Trump derangement syndrome. They would rather have our country fail than give me another of many victories. The four Republicans, that's a whole nother story. They're grandstanders. They should be ashamed of themselves. MAGA. So Trump is very upset that people don't want to be in a war with Iran anymore. Nobody wants expensive gas, groceries, housing, healthcare. We don't want that. And yet Donald Trump thinks that if you vote to limit his powers so he can't just go to war with any country he wants and actually have to follow the Constitution, he says that you're a grandstander or you're full of Trump derangement syndrome. I don't even know anymore. At 10:59 in the morning, he attacked Karl Rove. He's called me and MAGA wrong for 11 years now, and he still doesn't get it. And he never will because he suffers from a completely inoperable and totally dysfunctional case of Trump derangement syndrome. He's really focused on Trump derangement syndrome this morning. Put Karl Rove out to the pasture. Now, he is a loser and he always will be. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I just find it remarkable how Trump is so obsessed with what people think about him that he will see somebody on TV, which I guess Karl Rove is on Fox News, and criticized him, and automatically take to social media to lash out at them, saying that they should be put out to pasture, which could be interpreted as a threat, but, you know, Trump not happy about it. Then at 1:30, he says again about California, look what's happening in California. The Democrats, right before our very eyes, are stealing the vote. I hope that Republicans are watching so they can finally pass the Save America Act. Oh, I see. So he's making these baseless accusations to try to get the Save America Act passed so we can suppress the vote in different states around the country. I really just need a reporter to ask Donald Trump to his face what evidence he sees of irregularities in California. Just ask the question. I want to see him struggle. I really, really do. I want to see him struggle to answer that question because of course he doesn't have evidence. He's just making baseless accusations as he normally does. And of course using that to justify the Save America Act, which he seems to be doing that here as well at 1:36 p.m. He says the Save America Act, all voters must show photo ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. Now, of course, this is not all the Save America Act does. The no mail-in ballots is absurd. The ID know that all voters must show proof of citizenship when voting. You are already deemed a citizen when you register to vote. It's just, mind-numbingly stupid. This is not just what the Save America Act does. But then he adds in more. He says, no men and women's sports, no transgender mutilization surgery for our children. So I guess that's also part of the Save America Act. By the way, this is already a thing. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Then he uploaded this again, 1:57 p.m. He uploaded the graph that he's been putting on social media many, many times. He's already done this many times. He's uploaded it a lot. He had a physical version of it in the Oval Office yesterday and showed it to reporters for some reason because apparently the reflecting pool being taller than these other buildings is somehow significant. I don't understand the point he's trying to make with this stuff. Like, why is a reflecting pool that lays horizontal being longer than a building is tall? How is that at all relevant? What does that do to bolster your point about the reflecting pool? I don't know. It makes no sense. Then Donald Trump uploads a love letter from a member of the House of Representatives, Mike Easel, 4th District, Mississippi. You don't need to read it. It's just, oh, Trump, you're so great. Then at 2:10 p.m., he uploads an image of the reflecting pool, and he says, rounding the final turn. This doesn't seem like you're rounding the final term at all. It just looks like crap, honestly. It really, really does. I can't believe we're spending, however, tens of millions of dollars on this, of taxpayer money, just because Donald Trump wants to. Then he is uploading at 210 articles from mainly right-wing sources talking about the Columbus Fountain at Union Station that apparently Donald Trump has renovated. Again, he's just focused on renovations. He's focused on the reflecting pool, the ballroom. It's just an incredibly weird pet project fixation that Trump has right now. Then at 2:10 p.m., he uploads these guys who I guess are working on the reflecting pool are great warriors. He calls them warriors. Really? Really? Who fixed and rebuilt the reflecting pool? And one of them is wearing a MAGA hat. That is incredibly disturbing. This guy that's getting taxpayer dollars is wearing a MAGA hat while working on a taxpayer fund project. That seems not good. Maybe something that should be looked at. Then he is talking about the fountain at Union Station 2:01 p.m. He posted this exact same thing just the other day. Okay, this is I guess a before and an after photo. Of course, this after is heavily edited, but that's besides the point. Why is he uploading this? I have no idea. It's just what Donald Trump does. Then he actually wrote a paragraph about the fountain. 2:13 p.m. The fountain was dedicated more than 100 years ago in 1912, and after it stopped working in 2007 under a Republican, Obama and Biden let the fountain fall further into decay. So there was a significant work required to get the fountain functional. The first photo is what the Columbus fountain looked like after it was vandalized under Biden, and the other pictures show what it looks like under Trump. So when I said at the beginning of the video, these posts really show you his priority, I think they do. I think he's really showing the American people that he doesn't care about prices. He doesn't care about any of the campaign promises he made. He's really focused on this fountain. That's his main priority of all things. He's not like an architect. I don't know if he realizes the job he has, right? You're president of the United States. You're commander-in-chief. There's a war going on. There's an affordability crisis. There's a housing crisis in this country, a healthcare crisis. Those are things that require your attention. A fountain, Okay, then he starts bragging about his TikTok views. He posted this before as well. I'll make the same comment now as I did then. 2:17 p.m. He's bragging about 60 million, or 60 billion, I should say, views across all TikToks on Trump, which doesn't factor in the negative views about Trump as well. There's a lot of those. 13 billion views across all TikToks on Operation Epic Fury. Again, negative views, but there's no view count on all the Epstein videos. I wonder why Donald Trump didn't include that in the graph. You know what I mean? I wonder why he didn't include all the coverage that was given. Then at 252, still rambling about elections. I believe we have the most dishonest elections of any country anywhere in the world. If he believes that, then should we look at the 2024 election? Is he claiming that his election was also dishonest? Just out of curiosity. I mean, you know, if he says that we have the most dishonest elections in and anywhere in the world of any country, then maybe we should look at his election as well. That if he really believes that, but of course he won't. Then we have this AI video he posted at 5:28 p.m. of him filling up the reflecting pool with quote-unquote liberal tears. That's, oh man, I really hate having a cognitively declining psychopath man-child in the Oval Office who posts things like this. I can't help but remember the years of like Obama and Biden. Now, I was very young for Obama for the most part, but Biden, this was just never an issue. We never had to talk about something like this. And yet, we have to do this basically every day with Donald Trump. Then, at 5:45 p.m., he announces that the 250th celebration for the United States. He was originally having a concert. Now he is having a rally on Wednesday, June 24th at 7 p.m. in magnificent Washington, D.C., now totally beautified in one of the safest country cities, anywhere in the world. Then, in celebration of our country's 250th year anniversary, we will be bringing you live the greatest rally ever. It will be special at every level. A rally to end all rallies. We don't want singers with no talent but big fees to put you to sleep. We've told them all to stay home. All we want is you, me, a few speakers, and the greatest music ever played. The same music you've listened to for years. We will have the fabulous Lee Greenwood. Have you guys been listening to Lee Greenwood?